सुप्रभात। आईआईटी खड़गपुर के 72 स्थापना दिवस के भव्य अवसर पर मैं आलोलिका मुखर्जी आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत करती हूँ। एक दिव्य प्रकाश का दिव्य हाथों हुआ पदार्पण है। ज्योत से ज्योत सजी सज गया विद्यालय का प्रांगण है। झिलमिल सितारे सारे करते आपको वंदन है। इस शिक्षा महल की नींव रखने वालों को मेरा सत सत अभिनंदन है। Welcome to the 72nd Foundation Day celebration of IIT Kharagpur. It gives me immense pleasure to greet all the distinguished dignitaries, guests and delegates who have added to the aura of this glorious day by choosing to be a part of it. आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव भारतवर्ष मना रहा है। आज़ादी के मतवालों की याद फिर से दिला रहा है। भारतीय सभ्यता अति प्राचीन दुनिया को जिसने मार्ग दिखलाया, खुद ही रास्ता भटक गए जब अंधकार का धुआं सा आया। Keeping in mind the progress of IIT Kharagpur along with the 76th Independence Day of India, an elaborate celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav have been planned. We will begin with the invocation in honor of the Institute by Ms. Alukananda Roy and team. I request all of you to rise from your seat at the time of the invocation. I also request to kindly keep your mobiles on the silent mode till we finish the proceedings.
कर्मयोगः कर्मसु कौशलम् आदर्शाय आदर्शाय प्राणतस्मै एकहि क्षेत्रे वर्णयोगः कर्मसु कौशलम् आदर्शाय आदर्शाय प्राणतस्मै विद्या और बुद्धि ऐसा है प्रकाश, खेल संस्कृति और ज्ञान के मेल का उत्काश। निज्वल नित्यं लो प्रतिभागिवान नित्यं गंगा आत्मका में विशाल रहना विनोद रहना सूत्रधारी प्रेम प्रीत में आकाशादि हार मेने लोके मोरा जाबो ताई देশের তরে খাচ্ছে সবে এই আমাদের গর্ব ভাই যোগা কর্মসু কৌশলম যোগা কর্মসু কৌশলম विद्युत भवन कृषि विज्ञान यांत्रिक कर जलनारी गारी या सर्वाची सुधियानी हो जाए बिच होता बेनी किताब बीच इसका आईआईटी खड़गपुर योगा दामन भावना सोर है ऐसी प्रभावशाली चेष्टा का है ये परिणाम बंधुत्व की चरम उदाहरण दो कोटि शतनाम योगा कर्मसु कौशलम योगा कर्मसु कौशलम योगा कर्मसु कौशलम योगा कर्मसु
Thank you so much. Please take your seat. I now request our Dean Outreach and Alumni Affairs, Professor Jayanto Mukhopadhyay, to kindly address the audience.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I feel deeply honored standing here today, as well as very nostalgic at getting the privilege of addressing you all on the auspicious occasion of our Institute's 72nd Foundation Day. On this august occasion, I extend warm greetings to all the members and stakeholders of Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. 18th August marks a very important day in our calendar. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad formally opened the institute on 18th August in 1951 in the historic building of Hijli Detention Camp. On this remarkable day, I welcome you all to this function. IIT Kharagpur family has successfully completed 71 glorious and tremendous years of its existence. It is an occasion when the teachers, staff, students, and alumni gather together, go down the lane, and look forward for new interactions with new hopes. It is indeed a moment of great pride and also an occasion to reiterate our pledge and dedication towards our institute's vision. Firstly, on behalf of the entire IIT Kharagpur fraternity, I extend our heartfelt and sincere welcome to our chief guest, Sri Amit Kharaji, the advisor to the Prime Minister of India and former Secretary Higher Education, Ministry of Education. It is our privilege and honor to welcome the Director and Professor of Psychiatry at the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, Bangalore, Dr. B.N. Gangadhar, as our guest of honor for the occasion. With him, we have also with us our distinguished alumnus, Dr. Ranjit Rath, who has recently appointed as the Chairman and Managing Director of Oil India Limited. He is also gracing this occasion as a guest of honor. Welcome and congratulations to Dr. Rath. I take this opportunity to welcome our Director, Professor Virendra Kumar Tiwari, Deputy Director, Professor Amit Patro, and the Registrar, Sri Tamal Nath, Deans and Associate Deans, heads of the departments, centers and schools, faculty members, staff members, students, members of Board of Governors, and all other invited guests and members of the media. Most important of all, I take pride in welcoming among us our dear alumni of this institute, as well as the distinguished awardees for today's occasion. They happen to be the stellar in today's star-studded celebration. We are all proud of your achievements. You are our brand ambassadors. The name IIT Kharagpur shines in today's world because of your dedication to your work and love to this institute. After 2 years of silent hallways and empty classrooms, we are delighted to welcome all of our students back on campus. We are excited by the return of our vibrant campus life. This semester feels especially meaningful as we are not only beginning a new academic year, but a new chapter of our institute after so many months spent apart. I am filled with an even deeper appreciation for how our community has come together and adapted to overcome challenges that we faced these past 2 years. Kudos to our students and faculty members who seamlessly adjusted to remote teaching and learning, to our staff members whose ingenuity and dedication made it all possible. It has also been thrilling to see the generous contributions of our alumni, their immeasurable acts of courage, human kindness, and selflessness. I want to acknowledge the tremendous contributions made by our alumni across the globe. The effort put by our Alumni Association for serving the needy in challenging times is remarkable in itself. It reasserts the value that we cherish throughout our association with this institute, that we at IIT Kharagpur do not simply live by ourselves, we live among our neighbors. Friends, it may be a coincidence that our Foundation Day is just 3 days after our Independence Day. But it's not at all a coincidence that like Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the Platinum Jubilee celebration of our independence, celebration of our Platinum Jubilee, IIT Ka Amrit Mahotsav are also 3 years down the line. The spirit of independence is in our DNA. Our institute is a symbol of independent India. No sooner than the colonial power left our country, founders of free India could think about such an institute of higher education to grow as a center of scientific knowledge and education with academic freedom and determination of pursuing excellence. It is that spirit of independence imbibed in our foundation. Very unique in the world, with its character of a public institution and commitment to nurture excellence in every section of her society. Our motto is quite different than many other elite institutions in this world. Yes, we are also proud to be among them, but not as elitists. Our mission is inclusiveness all across our society. That is how, as a public institution, we carry dreams of millions of youth. Friends, time has come to introspect how aligned today our system is with this vision of our predecessors. We need to carry out deep soul searching and critically review each and every aspect, including our admission process, curriculum, governance, funding, academic and research environment, social outreach, preserving the essence of an IIT as a destination of bright young minds open to every creative and innovative ideas. On this day, let us take a pledge to be constantly on our guard to preserve this very vital character of our institution. Let us march ahead in unison towards a new zenith of achievements. Once again, a warm welcome to all of you. Let's have a wonderful celebration. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. We have came across a long way, accomplishing several achievements. Please be seated and get ready to embark on a wonderful and glorious journey of IIT Kharagpur on the last 1 year.
Hello, you look a little lost. Can I help you?
Oh, hello. I'm Alan, a first-year student. Have just joined and arrived at the campus. Still trying to explore the campus and know more about the institution. Can you help me to know a bit more?
Yes, of course. I am Alumni Connect and I can tell you that this is a great day to begin your campus journey. It's a very special day today, and right now you stand at a place that weaves together the past and the future of our country in a fascinating way.
Oh, is it? How?
Yes. Here, on this date in 1951, in the early years of independent India, the infamous and repressive Hijli detention camp established by the British colonial rulers that made way for an institution, nation's progress in so many ways in the years to follow. IIT Kharagpur, the oldest and the largest among the Indian Institute of Technology, went on to become a hallowed seat of learning that set the benchmarks in excellence in teaching and research, creating promising youth like you that they cherish for their lifetime. So join me in wishing this august institution a very happy birthday and share our pride that the institute stands for. Happy birthday, IIT Kharagpur.
You know, I'm excited and proud too, of course, but also a little sad. The COVID pandemic has dealt such a bitter blow to the whole world and all the institutions. I'm sure much has changed around here as well.
You need not worry. The 2 years from 2020 will go down as one of the darkest periods of human history, as the global coronavirus pandemic hit every aspect of life and changed everything that we once took for granted. But even in these 2 years, IIT Kharagpur was at its resilient best, adapting wisely to the constantly changing ways of living, working, learning and connecting. In the process, it continued to attain greater heights in various domains. The last year, which began to sow hopes of a recovery and revival from the global health crisis, had its own share of ups and downs. But IIT Kharagpur has not looked back for an instant and has kept up its pursuit of excellence in various fields. The institute has continued to drive and lead various innovative and forward-looking missions. IIT Kharagpur is one of the NSM nodal centers for training in HPC and AI and has been organizing courses, workshops, boot camps on fundamentals of supercomputing and data sciences and their application to diverse fields. The institute has also established the Center for Computational and Data Science with a mandate to train researchers in supercomputer accelerated research and development. On March 27th, former West Bengal Governor Shri Jagdeep Dhankarji visited the institute and inaugurated and dedicated to the nation a petascale supercomputer Param Shakti under the National Supercomputer Mission. As the national coordinator of the scheme for promotional of academic and research collaboration or SPARC, the institute is working along with 450 institutions in India and 470 institutions worldwide. IIT Kharagpur is also the national coordinator of India's global initiative for academic networks that aims to enhance the quality of higher education in India through foreign collaborations. Prioritizing the holistic development of these young minds, the institute set up special hubs of learning. This include the Partha Ghosh Academy of Leadership and the Academy of Classical and Folk Arts. The institute has taken significant strides to advance the initiatives under its Center of Excellence for Indian Knowledge System or IKS. Shri Dharmendra Pradhanji, Minister of Education and Minister of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship.
पार्लियामेंट चल रहा है, फिर भी मैं तिवारी जी की सुझाव को स्वीकार किया कि मैं व्यक्तिगत रूप में मैं आपके साथ दो विषय शेयर करूं। पूर्व भारत को खड़ा करना है, इनोवेशन आवश्यकता के आधार पे यहीं से आनी चाहिए। IIT खड़गपुर से और कोई बढ़िया इंस्टीट्यूशन हो ही नहीं सकता है।
Inaugurated the Swami Vivekananda Gallery of the Center of Excellence for Indian Knowledge System. With the objective of translating academic research to industrially scalable products and processes with the generous support of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India under the NMICPS. In line with the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's vision of making India a major player in global semiconductor supply chain, IIT Kharagpur has taken up several projects in the areas of semiconductor design.
मेरा आपसे आग्रह है कि बीते सालों में जो 75 बड़े इनोवेशन, 75 बड़े इनोवेशन, बड़े समाधान IIT खड़गपुर से निकले हैं, उनका संकलन करें, उनको देश और दुनिया तक पहुंचाएं। अतीत की इन प्रेरणाओं से आने वाले वर्षों के लिए देश को नया प्रोत्साहन मिलेगा, नौजवानों को नया आत्मविश्वास मिलेगा।
For education, training, consulting and research in safety engineering. A sophisticated analytical and technical help institute or Sathi Center has been recently established within the institute premises with the financial support from the Department of Science and Technology.
That is amazing. To have achieved so much in the era of COVID, I can only imagine the tremendous support to research and learning at the institute.
Yes, IIT Kharagpur has always had a vibrant research culture and have been a global leader in technology and innovation. In the past year, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji initiated the compendium of 75 research innovation of IIT Kharagpur to mark the 75th years of independence of India. The ICMR IIT KGP MedTech Biodesign CLIM Fellowship Program has been catalyzing innovation in MedTech Biodesign through an inter-institutional collaborative program implemented in collaboration between medical and engineering institutes. IIT Kharagpur's COVID app, which is a low-cost portable COVID-19 testing device, received certification from the Indian Council of Medical Research. In terms of academic innovation, a brand new Bachelor of Science program has been introduced from 2021 in Science, Economics and Mathematics to replace the earlier 5-year integrated MSc program. The institute has started the much awaited recruitment of faculty and doctors for the newly established Medical College and Dr. Syama Prasad Mukherjee Institute for Medical Sciences and Research, a super specialty hospital.
Aspiring for IIT in high school, IIT Kharagpur had been one of our dream destinations. But we really had no idea that it was the seat of such cutting-edge innovations in so many different fields. No wonder why the entire world looks up to this institute in awe.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Numerous awards, honors and accolades have been received by the institutes as well as its faculty members for their stellar work in the field of research and innovation. We are also delighted to announce that recently IIT Kharagpur has been conferred with the Institute of Heritage and Excellence in Education 2022 award by Zee 24 Ghanta Education Excellence 2022. IIT Kharagpur stands at 5th position in the categories of engineering, research, law and at 3rd position in architecture in the NRIF ranking 2022. It has an overall ranking of number 6. The director of IIT Kharagpur, Professor Virendra Kumar Tiwari, received the Special Recognition of the Year Award by Agriculture Today in the 3rd Apollo Farm Powers Award 2021 for his exemplary contribution to the growth and development of agricultural mechanization. Several faculty members of the Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur were featured in the prestigious list, naming the world's top 2% scientist researchers released by the Stanford University of USA and Elsevier publisher. Among our esteemed alumni, Mr. Sundar Pichai was awarded the Padma Bhushan Award, while Dr. Dilip T. Sahani and Dr. Sanghamitra Bandyopadhyay were honored with Padma Shri Awards. Meanwhile, other awards and recognition have also continued to pour in.
As I was walking around, I saw some students, evidently from other countries. Do they study here as well?
Yes. Since 2015, IIT Kharagpur has been scaling up its international relations activities, hosting international delegations, students and researchers, initiating research collaboration and formalizing partnerships. The institute launched, in association with Virginia Tech, USA, a first of its kind 9-month joint certificate program in business analytics and artificial intelligence. During the year, IIT Kharagpur also hosted several eminent international researchers, faculty and delegates to explore and establish a framework for sustained long-term engagement, collaboration and cooperation.
What a vibrant culture! You know, I'm just beginning my life here, but talking to you, it already feels like I never want to leave this place. Students must be finding it so difficult to leave all of this and go.
Oh, don't worry. You must have heard that saying. You can take a student out of IIT KGP, but you can never take IIT KGP out of a student. Our alumni have been our greatest champions and have always maintained deep ties with us. In fact, we are really grateful to our alumni who have always played a vital role in the institution's development and advancement. IIT Kharagpur has the largest alumni base among all IITs. The Office of Alumni Affairs is committed to creating and strengthening a strong bond among existing students, alumni and the institute. With the 73,000 plus strong alumni base, the institute has achieved more than 74% connectivity through various modes. The enduring ties between the institute and its alumni were further reinforced when the IIT Kharagpur Alumni Foundation in the USA made a visiting delegation from IIT Kharagpur, including our director, Professor Virendra Kumar Tiwari, Dean Outreach and Alumni Affairs, Professor Jayanto Mukhopadhyay, and Head of the Department of Agricultural and Food Engineering, Professor Rintu Banerjee. The delegation met all KGP alumni at Google, including the CEO, Mr. Sundar Pichai. More than 35 alumni joined in person, while around 20 alumni joined online. The generous contributions received from our alumni help IIT Kharagpur implement institute and infrastructure development, create awards and chair professorships, initiate hostel and student development and other social initiatives. In March 2022, former Governor of West Bengal, Shri Jagdeep Dhankarji, visited the IIT Kharagpur campus and felicitated the current chair professors. Notwithstanding the stiff challenges posed by the pandemic, the institute has made commendable progress in infrastructural development too.
That's so inspiring. But may I ask you something? In all of this, is there any time to unwind at all?
Of course, life at our dynamic and friendly campus never stops changing, offering you endless opportunities to have fun, get involved, and make lifelong connections. For example, the best Adda zone for our students is Tikka. Whether it is the non-stop conversations between students as well as teachers over hot samosas and cutting chai, or the foodies indulging in their favorite dishes. Our campus has a vibe that is difficult to resist.
Wow, I'm sure I'm going to have the finest time of my life.
Soon, you will also find yourself a part of the upcoming celebration of the Platinum Jubilee Year of IIT Kharagpur, to be observed over the years 2025 to 2026. Under the able guidance of our Honorable Director, Professor Virendra Kumar Tiwari, the Institute will surely scale even greater heights over these years and chart new progress that it can proudly showcase to the world, affirming its dedication to its motto, Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Alan, you are on board the greatest journey of your life. And let me congratulate you for being a part of this remarkable world of achievers.
Thank you so much, Alumnika.
Thank you so much. Moving forward to have a special message by our student representative, I would like to call on stage Mr. Brahmjot Singh, who is the Vice President of Technology Students Gymkhana.
Good morning to one and all present here, and warm welcome to our chief guest, Sri Amit Kharaji, and guests of honors, and all the designatories and alumni present here. On the occasion of the 72nd Foundation Day, I feel so delighted to see all of us together again to celebrate the momentous occasion. To the visionaries of modern India, the establishment of IIT Kharagpur symbolized a dream come true for an empowered India. In these 71 years, IIT Kharagpur has been an endowment of excellence and dedication, an inspiration to all the young, bright minds of India. To generations of students and academicians, the life spent here is a symbol of their nurture, culture, and identity, with the motto of Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam and working on the lines of dedication to the service of nation. This great institution has transformed and shaped numerous people taking part in building a better society. It is the culture that connects all of us with this prominent family. I believe this year's Foundation Day is even more significant and special as we all bound together here emotionally and physically after a long wait of 2 years. The sudden disruption due to the pandemic posed great challenges, but together the transition of online to offline and then coming back again to the offline scenario, we have rised above, facing all the challenges and facing all the thick and thin situations together. Yet, we all have stood sturdy during the unprecedented, unfortunate situations of the past year and have come out stronger. Adjusting to this new way of life has taught us share our learnings. So, hopefully we are coming out of a lot of chaos and stepping into a better future with few more abilities learned through these tough times. Slowly and steadily, we are gaining back the same verve and ethos that engulfed the campus. It is time to relive the campus life we have reminisced all the while. Let's work with even more passion, perfection, and positivity from here on. It is incredible to see the bunch of opportunities arising for each corner. Now, let's celebrate the 72nd Foundation Day with new energy and enthusiasm. I'm elated to join the joyous celebration of the landmarks, the growth and prosperity of the Institute, the dreams and aspirations that we all share. All this day, let us pay our gracious gratitude to this place for providing these great opportunities and great people that we cherish for life. Happy birthday, IIT Kharagpur.
Thank you, Mr. Singh, for your message. I now request our respected Deputy Director, Professor Amit Patro, to address the audience.
Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Amit Kharaji, Dr. B.N. Gangadhar, our Guest of Honor, Dr. Ranjit Rath, Guest of Honor, Director, the Deans, the Board members, the faculty members in the audience, the staff members, and the student friends. So this is the 72nd Foundation Day. So if you go back to the first Foundation Day, which was in 1951, IIT Kharagpur started in the old building with 42 faculty members and 224 students and 0 alumni actually. And today we have about 800 faculty members, we have 15,000 plus students, and we have something going to 75,000 alumni. In the next convocation, we have already graduated, but they are not yet counted. We are going to get 2,000 plus, so we are going to have 75,000 alumni this year. So IIT Kharagpur has grown after the independence. It was specially set up as initially as an Eastern Higher Technological Institution, but later on it was renamed as an IIT when it was decided that there will be 4 IITs in 4 parts of the country, northeast, north, south, east, west. And IIT Kharagpur, being the oldest, the eldest, has had its own challenges, and also it had found out its ways to overcome those challenges. Being the first or the eldest in a family, I personally know, being the eldest son in a family, you have a lot of challenges in the sense that whenever you ask anything to your parent, in this case for IIT it is the government, they'll say, oh, you want this, you want a separate table for your studies? Why can't you all kids, you can't study on the same table? What is the problem? No, because parents, they also take time to learn. This is their first child. They don't know how to handle when they are going to grow up, when there is the time to create something new. So unless the child cries and makes its point clear, the parents will take some time to listen. But fortunately, IIT Kharagpur was always getting attention of the parent, and I am sure we're still getting. But still we have to prove everything, because we have taken a lot of new initiatives from time to time, like setting up a alumni funded school in the Vinod Gupta School of Management. So when it was the first time it was set up, it needed a very special permission from the Prime Minister. A special audience was created. The Kharagpur director, Professor K.L. Chopra, who was the director at that time, had taken a special permission appointment with the Prime Minister, Dr. P.V. Narasimha Rao, to explain why alumni should come and invest. Invest means donate something for the betterment of the school. Now, of course, it has become a de facto standard. We always expect that alumni, they have the right and they have the wish to do it. But first time was always a challenge. Similarly, we had set up new programs, including the first computer science and engineering program in the country. And people used to tell, oh no, this is a temporary fad, computer science, in what way is it different from physics or maths? Why do you need a separate department, separate branch? And you know how it has revolutionized the whole world. And we are happy to say that we have actually always looked at those opportunities and struggled to make it happen. And similarly, we have set up law school, and we have also set up different academies of leadership, again with the support of an alumnus, the Academy of Classical and Folk Arts, and the Center of Excellence in Indian Knowledge Systems. You will not find, as of now, such things in any of the other IITs. But we have started, and we believe that they are going to make a difference, because as time has progressed, we have understood that just technology alone doesn't make a societal difference. We have to bring in all the contributions. Of course, science was part of the whole ecosystem, science and technology. It was understood that at that time it was felt that that is what is going to make a difference to the country. But we now know that we really need a holistic education and a kind of what they are calling a 360-degree exposure and whatnot in the modern parlance. Our Commander Jetli comes and tells us, gives us more tips on how to create leadership. We have these kind of things. Everybody needs to be a leader. In a place like IIT Kharagpur, it is actually supposed to train the leaders of the country. We just heard about Mr. Sundar Pichai. So there must have been something in our system, something which has given him that zeal, that confidence to really go up to the, right now probably you can call it as the #1 company in the world. And he was just like us, any one of us, and like any one of you in the students and some of the young alumni. I'm sure that many of you actually have the potential to excel like that. In fact, when I go to a class, like in my first year classes, these days I don't really see students. I see future managing directors and chairmen of the companies and the CEOs of big companies. So we have that vision, and we are now embarking on a project which you are all aware of, is setting up a school of medical education, giving an MBBS degree along with other research and other agenda. And our hospital has been completely fully constructed. We are making it operational, and we are having support, and we are talking at various levels to initiate the medical education as soon as possible. And again, you can see that many other IITs and including IISc have followed suit. They are all setting up hospitals and creating medical programs. But IIT Kharagpur had set up a School of Medical Science and Technology way back in 2001. So it is 20 plus years that we have experienced, and it was that strength which gave us the ability to think bigger. So, as the protagonist in the film told that it's amazing, right? So I also feel that what IIT Kharagpur has done in less than 75 years, and we are going to go for 75 years very soon. We are going to start our new rejuvenation plan, or whatever you can say, restoration plan, in the sense that in 75 years, a lot of our infrastructure has gone down, and that does create a problem, including the shortage of accommodation, which is a temporary phenomenon. So I know our community, faculty, students, staff, everybody is going through a tough situation, and I think we will all overcome it jointly. And at the end, let me complete with two lines from a song which was, of course, in a different context. It was written by Rabindranath Tagore. So let me translate and make it a little bit suitable for this occasion. I cannot imagine how you do so well. I wonder and observe, but I cannot imagine how you do so well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I call upon our respected director, Professor Virendra Kumar Tiwari, to address the audience.
Good morning to all of you. After beautiful speech of our Deputy Director, I think I'm overwhelmed and thinking as to what to say. Thank you, Professor Patra. Our chief guest today, Sri Amit Kharaji, Prime Minister, Advisor to the Prime Minister and former Secretary, Ministry of Education, Government of India. Sir, we are very grateful to you that you have taken time out of your busy schedule and you have graced this occasion and you agreed to our request. Thank you so much. We have a guest of honor, a very renowned doctor with us, Dr. B.N. Gangadhar, who was the director of NIMHANS Bangalore, if you know, and currently the president of MARB, Medical Assessment and Rating Board of Government of India in NMC, National Medical Commission. We have an alumnus who is also, we are proud of our alumnus, as we said about Sundar Pichai, we said about Vinod Gupta, we said about others. We have another alumnus who had made us proud about maybe 20 days back, exactly 16 days back. Dr. Ranjit Rath, who is our alumnus from Geology Department, now he is the CMD of Oil India. Let us give him a big hand. My faculty friends, the deans, associate deans, board members, all the alumni who have come here for receiving the awards, the Young Alumni Achievements Award, the Distinguished Services Award, and we also know that today one of our very young, I would say, 84-year possibly young man has also come to us to receive his DAA. Sir, we are grateful to you. In fact, we get a lot of inspiration for a person like him, that he took and said that I will come and receive in person. So, sir, we are grateful to you that you have come. We will create that convocation board here and we will give you the Distinguished Alumnus Award. Thank you. Friends, you know that IIT Kharagpur started, as our Deputy Director has said, on 18th of August 1951. And we have completed about 71 years in this journey. Before me, there were other 12 directors. I think I'm not the unfortunate 13th director, but I believe that 13, 1, 3 is 4, and that's my number. So I say that I am one of the fortunate directors as well. We are going to take this institute to the top 10 in the world. That's our vision. That's our vision. And I can tell you that we are very close to that because we have the ability. We do have the ability. When we are going through across the research work of our faculty friends, we can see that the level of research that we are doing is no less than what is being done across the world. I said the same thing about a month back when I was in US, in Google as well as other places. And you know, in Google they asked me, sir, you think you will be the top 10 in the world? I said, yes. If you believe, if you dream, you will definitely reach the dream. And they said that yes, it is possible. So friends, I think the dream is very tough. And as our Honorable Prime Minister has said that we have to reach $5 trillion economy, we are already closer to $3 trillion economy. I think it is possible. When he talked of enhancing the farmer's income by double, I think we are close to making it more than double. It's possible. It's only possible if you have the ability, if you have the gut feeling, if you have the hard-working attitude and positive attitude, I think we can do it. Friends, we have taken last 2.5 years. I'm very grateful to each and every member and stakeholder of this institute starting from the Jhaduwala, which I have been always respecting them, because in the morning when I come, they will be keeping the floor clean, so I respect them. The security staff, the medical people who are there, all the horticulture people, all the staff members, the non-teaching staff, the administration staff who are there, I think they have been behind me for the last 2.5 years. We know that we had a very tough time for 2.5 years, a pandemic time. Even during that, they came forward. I remember on 24th of March, when our Honorable Prime Minister declared lockdown, I think I had called a meeting. That was my first meeting with all the stakeholders at about 11 o'clock in the night. And I can tell you that I got an overwhelming response. And after that, I think we created groups to take care of people. We had at that time about 8,000 students on the campus. I am grateful to the then deputy director, the wardens. We moved to each and every hostel along with security, the ward doctors, and took care of the students until the 1.0 lockdown, which was on June 1, 2020. Friends, I think we have done that, we have sown, and nothing happened to the students after unlock 1.0, they went home happily. From that time, but I can tell you that neither the administration has not stopped its work. Although we had problems, we had locking down of the institutes, but we did not stop. I think the registry never stopped working. Every day my non-teaching staff, the administration staff came, the deputy director's office, the director's office, the registrar's office, dean's office were all working. We were all working. And this itself shows that we have the resilience, we have the ability to reach. Friends, we are working in the same direction. We know that there are several department centers and schools, 52 to name. And in those, it is not possible that each and every department center and school will become top 10 in the world or reach to the top 10 in the world. But I can tell you that the various department centers and schools are, in fact, if we have gone and we have rated as per the subjects, we find that they are within 50 as well in the world. Therefore, we have every chance and we have every determination to reach to the top 10 in the world. We have found out the niche areas to work in, and that's why we have the 7 niche areas which we have found out. One is precision agriculture and food nutrition. We have advanced manufacturing, which we call Industry 4.0. We have the advanced instrumentation in that with the help of various industries as well as the Ministry of Heavy Industries as well. And we have the equipment which even the outsiders which came and say that this is unique equipment that you have. We have been blessed by the artificial intelligence and cyber physical systems by 177 crores which has been given by the government of India. We are going ahead in that. We have decided that every student who is entering in 2020 will have a course on artificial intelligence and machine learning, and my friends in the Department of Electrical, Electronics, Computer Science, they are working on that, where this person, anybody, UG, PG or RS will have at least one course during his time, because he is going to use these things in his future, in next 50 years of his lifetime that he will be working for. And therefore, we feel that we have the arms and ammunitions. We are talking of smart infrastructure. We are talking of advanced transportation. We are talking of affordable health care. We are talking of reliability, quality, and safety engineering. We do have here, which nobody has in the country. I think Safety Analytics Department Center is one of the unique. And we have very recently joined hands with Adani to help some of the officers. We are also working, just a couple of days back, I was there in Calcutta, and we have joined hands with the Tata Steel and Iron and Steel Skill Development Agency as well. And we are going to do a lot of work in this direction. I can tell you that we are on the path, friends, and therefore with these niche areas, I think we will reach. We have made mechanisms and ways by which we can motivate our friends. Today you will see that those who are completing 25 years of service at IIT Kharagpur will be honored. But beyond that, we have also talked of the chair professors. 2.5 years back, we have few chair professors endowed by some of the alumni and other companies. We have created chair professors for our institute. And right from 2020, we have been giving this, and now we have created about 35 awards for the alumni at various levels. These will be given today at assistant professor level, at associate professor level, and professor level, because we feel that I think there has to be some sort of a motivation to our young friends and those who are working well. I think they should be given. Today you will see the award, sir. This is the first of this kind that we are giving in this IIT, and it is essential because we have, as our Deputy Director said, we started with 42 faculty and 224 students. We have reached to, as he said, about 15,000 students and about 800 faculty or so, and about 1,100 non-teaching staff. Not only that, the faculty, we have also thought of, and this year we have instituted about 32 awards for our non-teaching staff. This has never been heard and thought of. We did earlier one or two, but I think this year we have taken help of our registry or the people or the friends who are non-teaching. They have also, we have talked to them, and then we have found out that out of every 25, one award should be instituted. We have done that, and many of them will get. Friends, I can tell you that it's not only that those who will get are the best, others are not working. They are working, and they will continue to work. My only way of telling is that please remain positive and continue your work, because the institute and the people who are there, they will definitely recognize your work and keep you awarding time and time whenever it is required. But you should not stop, because we have to go a long way. Friends, we have created many things during the COVID time. I think I need not give the list. The list is there with you. You can see what are the technological innovations that we did during that period of time. We have done those things, and that shows, COVID Rep was shown here. That shows that we have the capability. We have ERP system which has been developed here. You know that IIT Kharagpur was established by indigenous money, and therefore we do everything on our own. ERP system has been used by many people in the different IITs, but I think ultimately everybody is falling into IIT system, IIT KGP's ERP system. And now we are in touch with several IITs, NITs, and IIMs as well to follow this. We have already transferred this software, and we are hand-holding them to maintain ERP system which we have developed for last 20, 25, 22 years or so. We have done these things. I think there are ways by which we are progressing, and hope that we will be in a position to do further as well. Well, before I stop, I would like to say, friends, that education is one where, and it has been said by Swamiji, that education is what? It is already there in man. It is only you are trying to bring the perfection. You are trying to bring out, you are trying to manifest the perfection which is already there in man. This is what is said. And young friends, I have said to the young friends, I said to my friends as well, that if we do not help the people who are downtrodden, people who need our help, which Swamiji had said, I think our education will be incomplete. And therefore, these awards, etc., are only a part of motivation. But I think we should continue the journey, and we should definitely talk of the people who are looking forward to us. We should not remain in the ivory tower and say that we are great, but we have to see what is around us. So this IIT has been working with various farmers in this area of next 10, 20 kilometers or so, and we have brought in lot of changes in the farm mechanization and very changes in the agriculture and rural development as such out of this IIT Kharagpur. Therefore, friends, I think we have miles to go before we sleep and miles to go before we see. This is what I can say, and I hope that all of us, those who are getting awards and those who are not getting, all will be in the same strength. We will be working together. Best of luck. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. I now request Dean Outreach and Alumni Affairs, Professor Jayanto Mukhopadhyay, to start the proceedings for the Distinguished Alumnus Award to Dr. S. Satyamurthy.
As Dean Outreach and Alumni Affairs of IIT Kharagpur, I request Professor Amit Patra to represent as the Chairman Board of Governors, IIT Kharagpur. With this, I invite our Chief Guest, Sri Amit Kharaji, Guest of Honor, Sri B.N. Gangadhar, and Dr. Rath along with Professor Amit Kharaji, Director Professor Virendra Tiwari, our two members of the BOG, Professor Intu Banerjee and Professor Manish Bhattacharya, and the Registrar, Mr. Tamal Nath, and our Associate Dean, Alumni Affairs and Branding, Professor Devashish Chakraborty, to confer the award to Dr. H. Satyamurthy. Dr. Saripalla Satyamurthy, Member, Governing Body, Bhagavatula Charitable Trust, BCT, Haripuram, and Member, Governing Body, Rejuvenate India Movement, RIM, Bangalore. He has graduated in 1956, BTech from Mechanical Engineering. Dr. Saripalla Satyamurthy is an engineer who, within a year of graduation, started designing major structural fabrications. Selected by DAD Germany and groomed by TU Germany, he became a machine designer par excellence and a doctor in. His contributions to India's programmable machine tools and mini tractors and trucks stand out. Re-engineering himself as a barefoot technocrat, Dr. Satyamurthy, after a successful corporate career, plunged into rural service. Since 20 years, Dr. Satyamurthy is delivering technology and management for grassroots rural development in an integrated way. The depth, spread, and outreach of his activities are impacting thousands of rural folks and speak for the man. I request Dr. H. Satyamurthy to kindly come on stage to receive the award and requesting the dignitaries to wear their robes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a matter of great honor to receive this award with such distinguished panel as is on the stage. I do not know whether the work which I have done all through the last 65 years is really worth this kind of a honor, because it is others to judge. So I am not able to completely understand the real significance of this. But it gives a sense of great satisfaction to be recognized and honor particularly. And it is also a very unique thing that an institution of this kind, which has grown for 75 years, still remembers its original students. And I belong to one of those. I passed out in the second year, the second batch of the IITians. And IIT has infused in us a sense of confidence and integrity that we cherished all along. All through my career, whenever I went for campus interviews in many colleges, when they had people from various colleges gathering together to have group discussions. We have found out always the IITians shone best. They always had such a confidence that they're the best. And so they were even telling, we are the best, what is the problem? We are the best. So there is no discussion. Because once we put a theme of discussion that among MTech graduates, along with BTech graduates, and then said, you please discuss why you feel so proud about yourself. I said, there's no question of being proud of oneself. We are the best, that's it. We have gone through so much of mill. But this should not end up in complacence and false pride. There's so much to do in the country in service. We are often very much guided and attracted towards the sophistication in technology and things like that. But how it can be used for the common man is a great importance. When I see that the IIT is graduating and having a medical college, it is a great thing. But the corporate hospitals in India, of course, of which I benefited also, but the kind of grandeur and splendor which is reflected in these corporate hospitals, is it really necessary to serve the common man on the road? And how far is the health reaching out to the common man on the villages, remotest villages? How far the technology is reaching out to the common man in the villages is very important. So I think there is a sense of greatness in going up as well as spreading out in the horizontally also. So I feel that IITs would definitely contribute to spreading of knowledge in the widest possible sense of the term. What we need is knowledge, intentionality, knowledge and skill, which gives you competence. And that is the one which we want, the integration of your intentionality, your knowledge and your skill in any field in which is chosen. So that is why the motto of Yoga Karmasu Kausalam is very appealing. And Professor Ghosh, the first director who was honored by us so much, has captioned this motto and it lives forever. And I think we all should emulate this and have a sense of service to the people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. S. Satyamurthy. Now, it's time for us to acknowledge, appreciate, and reward the hard work as well as the performance of our brimming buddies for their outstanding contribution towards the institution and the nation. We are fortunate to have among us the path breakers in their chosen field of activity. The Young Alumni Achiever Award celebrates these leaders. I request our Associate Dean, Alumni Affairs and Branding, Professor Devashish Chakravarti, to kindly announce the Young Alumni Achiever Awards, and I request the dignitaries on stage to kindly come forward for the conferment of the award.
Thank you. Good morning, all. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome the Young Alumni Award Achievers. May I request Chief Guest, Sri Amit Kharaji, joining with our guest of honors, Dr. Gangadhar and Dr. Rath, with our honorable respected director, Professor V.K. Tiwari, and Professor Amit Patra, Deputy Director, to join us for conferment of the awards. So, like each year, this year also, we got a lot of applicants for this Young Alumni Achiever Award. This is bestowed to the young alumni of the institute who are aged below 45 and who have excelled in their life through their outstanding contributions in early years of their career in areas of innovation and technology development, research services to the community, leadership and entrepreneurial skills, social services to the community, impact for nation building and social welfare, building up of the nation in terms of building up in entrepreneurial activities and industries, and extraordinary accomplishments in their respective chosen fields. And they have created an impact and made their alma mater proud. This recognition is designed to strengthen their relationship with the alma mater. So whatever we are basically because of the alma mater. So today, on this auspicious occasion of the foundation of the institute, we are honored to have the winners of YAAA 2021 and 2020, some of them also available with us, who were unable to visit the institute in the last year during pandemic. And in the last 1 year, it's my privilege to also announce it. Although we were the organizing institute and we had several meetings with Mr. Amit Kharaji, who was the then associated with the Ministry of Environment. So now it is after 1 year that we are meeting you, sir, here in person. So, and we have probably 6 of the JAB members in campus today. So it's a good occasion to meet you. So now I request all the achievers, I'll read out your name to please come to the dais and receive your award. So, Sri Ashish Tiwari, Young Alumni Achiever Award of 2020. Yeah, next is YAA, Young Alumni Achiever Awardee 2021, Ms. Hani Pannani, Impact Investment and Portfolio Management, National Skill Development Corporation. Sri Arpit Jain, CEO, co-founder of Splashlearn. So YAA Awardees 2022, the award goes to Professor Orko Mujumdar, Associate Professor, University of Washington. He did not join us, could not join. Professor Rakesh Kumar, Professor, University of Illinois, he also could not join. Ms. Joyasri Chakraborty, Assistant Professor, Department of Surgery, Medical Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Institute, she could not join. Sri Ashish Modi, District Collector and District Magistrate, Bhilwara, IAS Officer. Sri Abhinav Kumar, Divisional Forest Officer, Hapoli Forest Division, Government of Arunachal Pradesh, IFS. Sri Swapnil Tembe, Deputy Commissioner, West Garo Hills District, Meghalaya, IS. Sri Saroj Kumar Thakur, District Superintendent of Police, Krishnagiri, Tamil Nadu. Sri Shashwat Singh, Chief Information Officer, Boat Lifestyle, Bengaluru. Sri Arnav, Founder and Director, Outleap Technologies Private Limited, Leap Finance, Bengaluru. Sri Devayan Saha, Co-Founder and Director, Persepian Innovations Private Limited, New Delhi. Next, Sri Madhav Datta and Mr. Pratik Chakravarti, they could not join us in person. Sri Doda Raviteja, Founder and CEO, Morgan Gage, India Private Limited, San Francisco. Sri Sachin Jaiswal, Director of Product Management, Swiggy, Bengaluru. Shri Kintali Shiva Prasad and Shri Amandeep Singh Kochar could not join us in person. Shri Joydeep Nath, co-founder and head sales and institutional partnerships, Splashlearn, Gurgaon. Shri Mayank Jain could not join. Then Shri Umang Jain, co-founder, head curriculum design and development, head technology, Splashlearn, Gurgaon. Miss Abhivsha Mishra could not join. So we have Sri Tejasvi Singh Kushwaha, Senior Vice President and Custom Success and Support Ops, HealthPlix, Healthcare SAS, Bengaluru. Next, Sri Tushar Kanti Bera, Minister of State, Independent Charge for E&IT, Sports and Youth Affairs, Government of Odisha. Next, Sri H.R. Sampreet could not join us in person. Sri Chitish Dikshit, founder and CEO at Z Auto, Mumbai. Next, Sri Abhishek Kumar Yadav, founder, chairman, and academic director at Griffiths International School, Kharagpur. So the last, it's the end. I'm sorry, because it has to be in a sequence. Sri Ankit Jain, co-founder, GDI Partners, Delhi.
Congratulations, awardees, and thank you, sir. Nina Saxena Excellence in Technology Award has been instituted jointly by IIT Kharagpur and Dr. Akhil Sahai, an alumnus of the institute and husband of the late Dr. Nina Saxena, in her memory. I request our Dean Outreach and Alumni Affairs, Professor Jayanto Mukhopadhyay, to kindly announce the award, and I also request the dignitaries to kindly confer the awards.
India-wide Nina Saxena Excellence in Technology Award is a first of its kind which was instituted jointly by IIT Kharagpur and Dr. Akhil Sahai, an alumnus of the institute, as well as the husband of late Dr. Nina Saxena, to commemorate the spirit and memory of its illustrious alumna, Dr. Nina Saxena, who personified technical excellence. Nina Saxena Excellence in Technology Award for the year 2022 is going to be awarded to the most deserving technology titled Indigenous Development of Compact Alkaline Water Electrolyzer Technology for Simultaneous Production of High Purity Hydrogen and Oxygen from Laboratory to Industrial Scale. The design of this technology has been conducted by the research team led by Dr. Sandeep Kesi, Sri Sachin Kamat, Sri Shaikat Shaha, Sri Ashok Kumar M, Sri R.M. Rakate, Sri SPS Somobangshi, Sri A.K. Chatterjee, and Sri C.K. Wargar from the Bhabha Atomic Research Center. I request all the awardees to come and ours. Let's give a big hand. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request the Registrar of IIT Kharagpur, Shri Tamal Nath, to announce the names of the employees who have completed their 25 years of remarkable service. I request the dignitaries to kindly felicitate them.
It's a great moment. I feel proud to invite respected faculty and staff members, those who have completed 5 years uninterrupted service in the Institute. I would like to invite on behalf of the Institute to confer a token recognition of their service. Professor Anindo Sundar Dhar, Dr. Bani Bhattacharya, Professor Sravani Tarafdar, Professor Argho Tarafdar, Dr. Bablu Sutradhar, Professor L.S. Ramachandra, Professor Gaur Gopal Rai. Professor KBL Srivastava. Professor Srivastava. Professor Deepanita Rai Chaudhuri. Mr. Tapos Sinha Rai. Mr. Tapos Sinha Rai. Professor Siddhartha Das. Professor Debapriyo Das. Professor Shishendu De. Dr. Alok Kumar Nandi. Professor Narendra Singh Raghuvamshi. Professor Devjani Chakraborty. Dr. Probal Sengupta. Mr. Sudipto Das. Professor Priyadarshi Patnaik. Mr. Amitavo Nondi. Dr. Ramapati Samanto. Mr. Sanjay Kumar Sharma. Mr. Sanjay Kumar Sharma. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request our Deputy Director, Professor Amit Patro, to kindly announce the Institute Chair Professors Award and the Institute Faculty Excellence Awards.
As our Director, Professor Tiwari has already mentioned that this year we have actually instituted a number of awards for our faculty as well as staff members. So it's my great privilege to announce the various institute chair professorships and institute faculty excellence awards. So to give a summary, institute had a provision of actually appointing about 2 institute chair professor awards till last year, and then last year with the approval of the board, we have now instituted 15 institute chair professors at the professors level and 5 faculty excellence awards at the professors level again, 10 faculty excellence awards at the associate professor level, and 15 faculty excellence awards at the assistant professor level. In addition, we have instituted 2 special awards, 2 special excellence awards in the area of technology development and deployment. So we believe that IIT Kharagpur develops a lot of technologies, but many of them may not see the light of the day, and we should strive so that we can actually bring our laboratory products to the market level, which is always an uphill task for us, and there are no rewards, quote unquote rewards for doing that in our system. So we felt that we should encourage, we should do the sort of, as we said, charity begins at home. So we should do, we should recognize it first at home, and then certainly outside also people will be recognizing ourselves. And as well as ranking and perceptions go, one of the things that I firmly believe is that if we don't believe that we are excellent, nobody else will believe that we are excellent. It's not necessarily the other way around, but at least this is a firm belief that I have. So let me start with the names of the awardees, and I request them to come to the front for receiving the awards, and I request the dignitaries along with our director to please come forward again and felicitate the awardees. So are we ready? Yeah. So Professor Devdeep Mukhopadhyay, Professor Computer Science and Engineering. So this institute chair professorship comprises a top-up salary of rupees 25,000 per month for 3 years. And this will be on a top-up, so it's in addition to the pay and allowances they draw from the institute. And incidentally, this additional amount is to be paid from institute resource generation. It's not from the government fund. So we have, so this year we are proud to announce 10 awards. Next is Professor Samit Kumar Ray, Professor, Department of Physics. Absent. बोलबो ना. अच्छा. The next one is Professor Jyotsna Datta Majumdar, but unfortunately she is not present today. Oh, she is there. Okay. 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 Good. Okay. She is sitting in the wrong place. Okay. Okay. Please, so Professor Datta Majumdar, please. Achha, the certificate. So she is a professor of Department of Metallurgical and Metallurgical Engineering, Materials Engineering. Next in line, Professor Dilip Kumar Pratihar, Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Next is Professor Chandan Chakraborty, Professor, Department of Electrical Engineering. Next will be Professor Tarun Kanti Bhattacharya, Professor, Department of Electronics and Electrical Communications Engineering. Next, Professor Madan Kumar Jha, Professor, Department of Agricultural and Food Engineering. Next is Professor Kingshuk Noskar, Professor, Rabat Technology Center. Professor Kingshuk Noskar. So Professor Sudipto Mukhopadhyay will be next. And next will be Professor Sudipto Mukhopadhyay, Professor, Department of Electronics and Electrical Communications Engineering. Next is Professor Somnath Bhattacharya, Department of Mathematics. Yeah, next we will come to Faculty Excellence Award at the professor's level. There are 5 awards and 4 have been awarded this year. So this comprises the one-time cash award of rupees 1 lakh each. So Professor Sudeep Mishra, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Next is Professor Shantanu Dhara, Professor, School of Medical Science and Technology. Next is Professor Nikhil Kumar Singha, Professor, Rabat Technology Center. Next is Professor Bhim Charan Maikap. In fact, he calls himself Maikap, Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering. Next, we will come to Faculty Excellence Awards at the Associate Professor level. So there are 10 awards and 10 have been given. In fact, there are many more deserving, but we could not give more than 10 because that was the upper limit. So better luck for them next time. And there is a 1 year sort of cap, cooling period. So the same people cannot apply, so the others will have better chance. We start with Dr. Rudra Prakash Pradhan, Associate Professor, Vinod Gupta School of Management. Next is Dr. Narayan Chandra Das, Associate Professor, Rabat Technology Center. Next is Dr. Mukund Dev Behra, Associate Professor, Center for Oceans, Rivers, Atmosphere and Land Sciences, or CORAL. Next is Dr. Brajesh Kumar Dubey, Associate Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. Next is Dr. Sumantra Mandal, Associate Professor, Department of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering. Next is Dr. Debapratim Pandit, Associate Professor, Department of Architecture and Regional Planning. Next will be Dr. Shamal Kumar Das Mandal, Associate Professor, Advanced Technology Development Center. Next will be Dr. Shantanu Kapat, Associate Professor, Department of Electrical Engineering. After Dr. Shantanu Kapat is Dr. Arno Botto, Associate Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering. Next is Dr. Pawan Goyal, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Next we are coming to the Faculty Excellence Awards at the Assistant Professor level, and this also comprises a one-time cash award of rupees 1 lakh each and cooling period of 1 year. So we start with Dr. Chandrasekhar Tiwari. He is not there. Achha. So Dr. Jaya Narayanan Kuttipurat, Assistant Professor, Center for Oceans, Corals, Atmosphere and Land Sciences. Next is Dr. Orkopal Kishore Goswami. Next is Dr. Trilok Singh, Assistant Professor, School of Energy Science and Engineering. Sorry, I missed the department of Dr. Kishore Goswami. That is the Ranbir and Chitragupta School of Infrastructure Design and Management. Next is Dr. Trilok Singh, currently receiving the award. He is the Assistant Professor at the School of Energy Science and Engineering. Next is Dr. Bharat Haridas Aithal, Assistant Professor, Ranbir and Chitragupta School of Infrastructure Design and Management. Next is Dr. Arindam Mondal, Assistant Professor, School of Bioscience. Next is Dr. Dipankar Devnath, Assistant Professor, Department of Electrical Engineering. Next is Dr. Aditya Bandopadhyay, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Next is Dr. Sriraj Puravankara, Assistant Professor, School of Energy Science and Engineering. Next is Dr. Sunil Manohar Das, Assistant Professor, Department of Aerospace Engineering. Yeah, Dr. Sunil Manohar Das. And finally, Dr. Saurabh Mandal, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering. So we have 11 awardees And although we have provision for 15, this year the number of applications have been little bit less. I think with little more information will be percolating down the faculty that number of awards are available. The first time, we do feel that there are a lot of many more deserving people who did not apply also. So request all of them to apply and give us an opportunity to recognize their contributions. And finally, we come to the Technology Development and Deployment Excellence Awards. And these are going to two professors who are very, very well known in the campus, and they have been already institute chair professors. So they are now going to, because of their contributions to the technology development and deployment in various forms, including transfer to industries. I think you will all know whenever, as soon as their names are being read out. So this comprises a one-time cash award of rupees 3 lakh each. The first name is first award goes to Professor Suman Chakraborty, Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. And the next award goes to Professor Rintu Banerjee, Professor and Head, Department of Agricultural and Food Engineering. So thank you, the dignitaries. We will now go to the next part of the program.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request our Dean Outreach and Alumni Affairs, Professor Jayanto Mukhopadhyay, to kindly announce the Alumni Endowed Chair Professor Award.
It's my privilege and honor to announce the names of my distinguished colleagues who are endowed, who are conferred these endowed chair professorships. A.K. Singh Distinguished Chair at Professor level, Professor Sudeshna Sarkar, Professor of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. A.K. Singh Young Faculty Award for Assistant Professor level, Dr. Saptarshi Ghosh, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Arvind and Renu Jain Chair Professor Award 2022, Professor Mohitush Mondol, Professor, School of Medical Science and Technology. Suresh and Vidya Nair Chair Professor Award 2022, Professor Jhareshwar Maiti, Professor, Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering. Paresh and Shimul Shah, Chair Professor Award 2022, Professor Sunando Dasgupta, Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering. Uday Agnihotri, Chair Professor Award 2022, Professor Ashok Kumar Gupta, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. So I congratulate all the award winners. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I now request our Registrar, Shri Tomal Nath, to announce the names of the Staff Excellence Awardees.
We believe that all our staff members are excellent. This time, we could recognize only 27 amongst them, and I'm confident in future we'll get the opportunity to recognize them as excellent staff members. This time, earlier it was only 3 Excellent Staff Award. With able leadership of and guidance of our respected director, this time we have divided in 2 clusters, those who are posted in different departments, centers, schools, that is cluster 1, and other than department, center, school are cluster 2. Further, group A, group B, and group C, and then again we divided the technical and ministerial staff members. Amongst group A officers, 5 excellent staff has been instituted this time, and I'm inviting them, please come on the stage. Mrs. Juliet Karmokar Mondol, Counselor, Counseling Center. Dr. B. Hemlata, Deputy Chief System Engineer, Administrative Computer Support Service Center. Dr. Rajiv Kumar Rawat, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Rawat, Senior Hindi Officer, Grade 2, Rajbhasha Vibhag. Mr. M. Manivannan, Assistant Librarian, Central Library. Mr. Gyan Singh Patel, System Engineer, Computer and Informatics Center. Now, Cluster 1, Group B, Technical Category, Mr. Sanjeev Haldar, Technical Superintendent, Department of Agriculture and Food Engineering. Mr. Shankar Das Roy, Senior Technical Superintendent, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Mr. Nar Singh Devra, Senior Technical Superintendent, Department of Electronics and Electrical Communication Engineering. Mr. Prosenjit Dasgupta, Technical Officer, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Mr. Rajiv Bose, Assistant Engineer, Assistant Architect, Waterworks Section. Torun Kumar Ghuku, Senior Assistant Engineer, Sanitary Section. Mr. Shapon Kumar Manna, Senior Assistant Engineer, Civil Construction and Maintenance. Mr. Ajit Kumar Pal, Junior Technical Superintendent, Central Research Facility. Now, Cluster 1, Group B Ministerial, Mr. Nandagopal Pal, Senior Executive, Department of Agriculture and Food Engineering. Cluster 2, Group B Ministerial, Mr. Purno Chandra Shetty, Executive, Director's Office. Mr. B. Shai Krishna, Junior Executive, Institute Information Cell. Mr. Tapon Kumar Dev Goswami, Senior Executive, Deputy Director's Office. Mrs. Runu De, Senior Executive, Stores and Purchase Section. Now, Cluster 1, Group C Technical Category, Mr. Proshanto Das, Senior Laboratory Assistant, Department of Metallurgical and Material Engineering. Mr. Tanmoy Kumar Baron, Senior Laboratory Assistant, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Cluster 2, Group C Technical Category, Mr. A. V. Rao, Senior Multitasking Staff, Grade 2, Swiss. Mr. Ashit Kumar Kulshi, Junior Technician, Estate, Mechanical and Electrical. Cluster 1, Group C, Ministerial Category, Mr. Jagannath Dhar, Attendant, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Mr. Shankar Prasad, Senior Multitasking Staff, Grade 1, Department of Chemical Engineering. Mr. Shishir Kumar Pal, Senior Assistant, Advanced Technology Development Center. Cluster 2, Group C, Ministerial. Mr. Mrinal Das Mahapatra, Senior Assistant, Establishment and Personnel Section. Mr. Kailash Chandra Shamantaray, Senior Security Inspector, Security Section. Thank you, sir, just to have exhausted this year's list.
Thank you so much, sir. We are fortunate to have one of our esteemed alumni among us, Dr. Ranjit Rath, as our guest of honor, who is currently Chairman and Managing Director of Oil India Limited. I will request our Associate Dean, Alumni Affairs and Branding, Professor Devashish Chakravarti, to kindly introduce our Chief Guest of Honor.
Thank you. I am profusely elated to take the opportunity to introduce our guest of honor for the 72nd Foundation Day celebration of IIT Kharagpur, our alumnus, Sri Ranjit Rath. He is currently serving as the Chairman and Managing Director of Oil India Limited. Prior to his appointment as Oil India CMD, he was CMD Mineral Exploration and Consultancy Limited. He has held the position of CEO of Kanji Videsh India Limited, Managing Director of Bharat Gold Mines Limited, and also held additional charge of Director General of Geological Survey of India. I know he is also an alumnus of IIT Bombay. He has an experience of more than 25 years in the fields of geosciences. Dr. Rath has so far been associated with diverse roles spanning from strategy formulation, business development, and upstream asset management of applications of geosciences and exploration in geology in several important projects, including creation of strategic petroleum reserves, SPR. So it's my honor to invite and request our alumnus, Dr. Ranjit Rath, to address the gathering, please. Dr. Ranjit Rath.
Thank you very much for those kind introduction. As an alumni of this great organization which is close to our heart, I feel humbled, I feel blessed to stand in front of all of you and on this podium. Today we are graced by Honorable Chief Guest Sri Amit Kharaji, Advisor to Honorable Prime Minister of India, respected Dr. B.N. Gangadhar, President NMC, MA and RB, respected and revered our dear Professor Birendra Kumar Tiwari, Director IIT Kharagpur. We also have Professor Amit Patra, Deputy Director, Professor Jayanta Mukhopadhyay, Dean Outreach and Alumni Affairs, Professor Devasis Chakrabarty, Associate Dean, Alumni Affairs, Sri Tamal Nath, Registrar IIT Kharagpur, revered faculty members, distinguished guests, affable staffs, representatives of media, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, my dear students. Well, it's been a long time of reminiscence, of nostalgia. I remember standing here, collecting my degree from the then director of IIT Kharagpur. It's a very, very humbling experience. As I stand in front of you all, gracing this auspicious occasion of the 72nd foundation day of our dear alma mater, flashback takes me down to those golden years of my career, my studentship. Illumination days, addas, late night roaming around in the campus with hot rasgulla outside the main gate. It is very, very unique. It is a township, it is a village, it is a culture within, outside any major cities. So we had a very close-knit atmosphere in this campus. And of course, those nice cricket match amongst the halls. And the best part I remember today is the most rewarding Rasgulla Handi after illumination contest between the hostels. We plan, we keep our ideas secret for a very fierce competition. And believe me, it was fierce as a competitive spirit. And that is where we all started. And these are all retrospect. When we were doing it, we had no clue what exactly we were doing, what immersion we were having in addition to the classrooms that we were being given an opportunity to attend. Now, when I talk about those contests, it was very fierce, very closed, and the celebration of enjoying, even if it is first, second, third, or consolation otherwise, the process was memorable. And these learnings actually sets all of us as an alumni of this great institute aside. We stand apart. I'm aware of the services, and we all know the motto of our IIT, the services that all of us render in whatever portfolio or position that we have to the great cause of this nation. And also aware that during this last 2 years of tumultuous time that we had, we in IIT Kharagpur did some tremendous initiatives. And one of them is COVIRAP, the Meditech's telemedicine facilities, and the low bandwidth e-classroom software initiations. It is now the new normal of a hybrid mode, from transitioning pure offline to online to now a mix of online and offline. Gives us more opportunity to have a wider reach of having resources all over the world through this hybrid mode, which was otherwise not possible to congregate at one point of time. As an alumnus of this great organization, it fills me with immense pride that we have taken a leap of faith by establishing something called Dr. Sama Prasad Mukherjee Institute of Medical Science and Research Forum. It was unthinkable for IIT to have medical science. But then that is what we are. We break boundaries and we think out of box. And I must compliment and present all our obeisance to the current faculties being led by respected Director IIT Kharagpur. I heard about the knowledge system that transfuses the relevance of traditional knowledge and ancient wisdom in contemporary times and their role to synergize the modern scientific knowledge with Indian art, architecture, sociology, culture, language. Now, this is not probably the best in terms of having a wide domain of subjects, wide domain of faculties. So that kind of creates a concoction of a thought process which takes us miles ahead. And of course, we have Center of Excellence of Indian Knowledge System, the Center of Excellence for Classical and Folk Arts. I mean, unthinkable in an IIT 20 years ago. Leadership, and the best part, I'm told that now we have a Center of Happiness, which is inculcated and so necessary today for creating future leaders. And it is not anymore only IQ we would talk about, it is SQ and EQs and more Qs per se. Being the oldest IIT in the country, the activities of IIT Kharagpur, as we all know, is very much aligned to serve the national interest and seeks to provide broad-based education to keep us grounded and take and assume higher responsibilities as we grow in our career. And of course, it also instills a sense of discipline to attend the classes even if it is at 8 o'clock or at 5 o'clock, irrespective of the nature or the faculties. And then the best part that we have all seen here, IIT Kharagpur infuses a spirit of entrepreneurship, which was evident today when we awarded all those Young Achievers Award to all those, I would say, innovators. And my best compliments to each one of you. We have created Dikshak e-classroom softwares, ultra-high corrosion-resistant stainless steel for Indian space programs, painless needle, cell patterning, and the need of the hour, and contributing to the country's COP26 commitment. The best technology is 2G ethanol, which is with an intent to replace the energy molecules in the country, a shift from the fossil fuels to the bioethanols and biomethanols. And the AI-based technology. I'm so glad to listen our respected director reaffirming that any student who joins IIT Kharagpur will have a mandatory, I'm not sure whether it's a 3-credit course or a 4-credit course of AI, irrespective of the class or the department. The best part is when we see the research culminating from a lab scale to market initiative. That actually gives the acid taste to any institute, or any institute is actually known for its research initiatives, its impactful publications, and then the faculties. And those faculties who selflessly taught us to be a superhuman, to assume higher responsibilities. So I am aware of the first initiatives which is being undertaken by IIT Kharagpur in terms of smart environment, smart transportation, but I must acknowledge and convey my heartfelt gratitude to all the faculties here that you are actually creating smart human beings in all of us. Collaboration is actually the in thing that we talk about today. It is not alone we can pursue anything. It's an ecosystem, it's an collaboration, and IIT Kharagpur stands ahead of any other institute in ensuring a higher standard of collaboration. So we name as National Cooperative Development Corporation, African ASEAN Rural Development Organization, collaborations with BEMEL, collaborations with NABARD, Indian Railways, MTRDC, L&T, WHALE, and many more. But then we didn't stop there. We had excellent collaborative frameworks with our colleagues and faculties of international reputes and international universities to meet and to reduce the energy footprint or to align our thought processes to the carbon neutrality that our Honorable Prime Minister has envisioned for ourselves. It is again heartening to note, which our respected director also said in his speech, that prestigious civilian awards like Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Santi Swarup Bhatnagar awardees have all been bestowed on our alumni and the faculty community. It's a great sense of accomplishment that we acknowledge and we revere. Contributions to the community that we thrive upon is a social responsibility, whether it is mandated or otherwise. And I'm aware of the fact that during the COVID times, along with the Alumni Foundation, IIT Kharagpur took that extra mile to reach out to all those needy people in the surrounding areas, opened the hospital facilities, and created a kind of a comforting environment which was very scary otherwise. And of course, we all know that the Industry 4+ and the Internet of Things, which is being very well harnessed here in the incubation centers of IIT Kharagpur. Being an alumnus and being in this corporate system for this long, I would like to say that you cannot make a future for yourself unless you believe in the making of the process and be convinced about it. And the best part that I see, and I have seen in IIT Kharagpur and of course in other IITs as well, that we pursue the passion, and if that passion becomes our profession, then nothing stops us. We become indomitable and we become invincible. And all that happens because of our parents, because of our faculties, and because of our alma mater. I would like to conclude with the thought that growth is very, very uncomfortable. The day we will become comfortable, we start tending to become complacent. We need to remain restless. We need to remain in the learning curve. And that is where I believe strongly as alumni, rather proud alumni, to come back to the alma mater at the best of the opportune moment. So when Professor Tiwari invited me, I was totally spellbound. I had no other option but to say yes. And thank you very much, sir, for those kind invitations. Once again, happy birthday to my dear IIT Kharagpur, and which is close to all of your heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request our Dean Outreach and Alumni Affairs, Professor Jayanto Mukhopadhyay, to kindly introduce our guest of honor, Dr. B.N. Gangadhar, President for Medical Assessment and Rating Board at the National Medical Commission and former Director of the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, Bangalore.
I consider it a great honor in introducing our guest of honor, Dr. B.N. Gangadhar. Dr. B.N. Gangadhar is currently working as Director at National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, Bangalore. He is also a Professor of Psychiatry and served as the Head of the Department of Psychiatry from 2007 to 2009. He is the Program Director for NIMHANS Integrated Center for Yoga from its inception. He was Chief for the De-Addiction Center from 2003 to 2006. Besides, he has been visiting professor to some other institutions like Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Sanstana and Vienna University. His areas of research include biological psychiatry, electroconvulsive therapy, schizophrenia, and yoga. He has more than 350 publications in national and international journals and several articles in the books. He has been principal investigator and co-investigator for many WHO, 4GRT International, DST, ICMR, Ayush, CCRYN, and CCRAS funded projects. Dr. Gangadhar has completed his MBBS and MD in psychiatry from Bangalore University, Bangalore. The Department of Science and Technology, Government of India honored him with Sri C.V. Raman Award for Medical Sciences in 1998. Additionally, he got Dr. S. Raju Memorial Oration Award from Indian Psychiatry Society in 2001. Besides, he has been co-recipients of many other awards. Now I request Dr. B.N. Gangadhar to enlighten the audience through his precious words.
आदरणीय अमित खरेजी, डॉक्टर रंजित रथ जी, डॉक्टर तिवारी जी, डॉक्टर अमित जी, other distinguished faculty on the dais, distinguished former students of this august institution, distinguished faculty, students, researchers, and well-wishers of this institute, having come here for the 72nd Foundation Day. On this occasion, let me wish all of you and congratulate this institute and Professor Tiwari for this 72nd event of the Foundation Day. Wish you all the best, and I especially congratulate all the staff members who are conferred with several awards on this momentous occasion. And that these awards came in the year of Amrit Mahotsava of our Azadi is something special for all of you to remember and cherish. I wish you all the best once again. There are several issues that were mentioned which I am sure will happen in the course of time. One of them is observing your own institute's 75th year in a couple of years to come. And some targets were also set by Dr. Tiwari ji as to where we should land ourselves on the eve of the 75th year of the foundation of this institute in 2025 and 26. And I am sure it is eminently possible. I am convinced after having witnessed what all has happened here and having heard about this institute from other colleagues, and I am sure, Tiwari ji, your wish that you should be in the top 10 institutions in the world, I am sure with the participation of all the distinguished faculty, meritorious students and other researchers, and I am sure you are going to see that in 2025 being listed within the top 10 or even top 5 of the universities in the world. I wish you all the best, and I am sure you will achieve it. On a different note, any program in West Bengal or Bengal for that matter stirs several emotions in my mind, which I'm sure all of you know, since you are very close to that situation. These emotions may or may not come, but every time I have visited Bengal, the first time was in as early as 1995, I had to give a oration in this Indian Psychiatric Society meeting when I was invited to present that paper. Nearly all Nobel Prizes seem to relate to this land. And particularly in science, the Sir C.V. Raman, who received the Nobel Prize, is something that is memorable in my mind. And I recall some of the greatest philosophers have come from this place, whether it is Swami Vivekananda or Aurobindo. I've also seen several patriots having come from here. The national anthem and the national song came from this land. Some of the biggest contributors for our freedom struggle again have come from this land, Subhash Chandra Bose. So this land stirs several emotions in my mind, and when Dr. Tiwari said that I should come here for the 72nd event of the Foundation Day, it was something that I found very touching. I felt very proud that I have been invited here, and I thank Dr. Tiwari for making me come here. An emotional moment for me in person, in particular, considering that this is the 75th Azadi year which we are celebrating. Lastly, the invocation referred to Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam from the Bhagavad Gita. This again is very important to me, having worked in the field of yoga for the last little more than quarter century, and having established an interdisciplinary yoga department at NIMHANS. And I know how important it is to remember yoga. And for that matter, the same Bhagavad Gita, the same 2nd chapter, a verse, 2 verses earlier than this Yoga Karma Kaushalam, has another mention about yoga, Samatvam Yoga Uchyate, which comes in the logo of NIMHANS, where I worked most of my lifetime. So yoga is very important, which brings together, it unites my personal and the cosmic consciousness. So this unification, blending, putting together is something that is literally happening in this institute. It started with the engineering faculty, and now I believe you have gone on to the humanities. I heard about this happiness department. I wish all of you be happy. And a host of other specialities having come, the latest one being the medical, which you have added. And I'm sure, true to the logo of this institute, Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam, although it says perfection in your deeds is yoga, but yoga is bringing together. And this bringing together is actually happening, and I'm sure this will be the first example of having an academic center which blends several disciplines, making knowledge borderless. And that should happen, and that's what is in the motto of the National Education Policy, and I'm sure I'm already witnessing that happening in this institute. I wish you all the best for this event to be materialized. And lastly, the awards that were given to many faculty members for having demonstrated a great performance in their academic career, have been offered various chairs in this institute, is something that reminds me of some of the other examples I have witnessed in other institutions. And one of the faculty member in another earlier institution where he was awarded, this is an event that I was in the audience though, had witnessed, and this faculty, this was about 8-9 years ago. Now this faculty has received several awards and has climbed great steps in the research arena of medicine, which I know, psychiatry in particular. So I believe that such gestures of recognizing performance in our faculty colleagues is going to be a great step, and I'm sure many of you will rise to that expectation and achieve even more and more to bring laurels to this institute. I wish you all the best. Once again, to conclude, I thank Professor Tiwari and the team at IIT having invited me to this function, and I'm sure in the days to come, IIT Kharagpur will rise and be in the top 10 as the wish of Professor Tiwari, and I'm sure all of you will join hands and make it possible. Once again, good luck.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request our director to introduce our honorable chief guest, Shri Amit Kharaji, Advisor to Prime Minister, Government of India, and former Secretary, Ministry of Education, Department of Higher Education, and also request him to deliver the Foundation Day speech. Thank you.
It's my honor to introduce my mentor, my inspiration, and my support for the last 2.5 years, which I am there at IIT Kharagpur. Sri Amit Kharaji, in fact, I know that the day I got the appointment, I know that he was at the helm of affairs, and he virtually blessed me. And he is the person who came first to this institute from the ministry to have a look at what is going on in the institute in a function of our alumni meet in February 2020. Sri Amit Kharaji is an Indian Administrative Service Officer of 1985 batch from Bihar, Jharkhand cadre, and is currently serving as the advisor to Prime Minister Adarniya Narendra Modi ji. As Secretary in charge of two crucial ministries, Education and Information and Broadcasting, Kharaji was known to have been bureaucrat of exemplary quality and clear-headed and cautious, adept at reading the minds of his great bosses as well, and achieving the desired outcome which is required. A bureaucrat who has helmed at least two of the most high-profile government policies in recent times, the National Education Policy 2020 and the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021. It's two very, very important guidelines created and the National Education Policy. And I can tell you, friends, that I know that he was the brain behind the National Education Policy in the Government of India and the Ministry of Education, Higher Education. We are grateful to you, sir, for giving us the National Education Policy, and we have followed, as Dr. B.N. Gangadhar has said, we have followed in greater details, and we are still going ahead in making more minute details of these in various steps, including the teacher education as well, which we are going to have in 2023 as per the guidelines and the directive of our Honorable Shiksha Mantri Ji, Sri Dharmendra Pradhan Ji. He has also the Principal Secretary and Additional Chief Secretary, Finance and Planning in Jharkhand, a BSc graduate from Stephen College, Kharaji, holds a postgraduate degree from IIM Ahmedabad. He had a brief instinct in the Chemicals and Fertilizer Ministry also. Kharaji first sought into prominence in the 1990 when as District Commissioner of Chaibasa in undivided Bihar. He was instrumental in unearthing the infamous fodder scam in Bihar. We are proud to have you here, sir, as the chief guest, which you had promised exactly 1 year ago. Friends, I think he was at that time there in the Ministry of Education, and when I said, sir, we want you to come physical, he said, in 2022 Foundation Day, I will come physical. And he has made it. Thank you very much, sir. On a personal note, I have been getting constant inspiration, as I said, and Kharaji has been a great support, and as an elder brother, I cannot say, but yes, he has been a person of great inspiration to me. With all humility, I request you, sir, to kindly deliver the Foundation Day address.
आप सभी को नमस्कार, good afternoon, and my greetings for the 72nd Foundation Day. Distinguished Director of the Institute, Professor Tiwari, Honorable Guest of Honor, Professor B.N. Gangadhar, and Dr. Ranjit Rath, CMD of Oil India, my namesake, Professor Amit Mitra, who was seated just next to me, Professor Jayanto Mukhopadhyay, Dean Outreach, all the senior faculty members, Mr. Tamal Nath, Registrar, the distinguished alumni, students, and most importantly, the young alumni, Professor Dr. Satyamurthy, who has been felicitated today. He's a young man of 84. I mean, we are only 60, so we can take much inspiration from him. Friends, I have a long printed speech, which I am not going to deliver. In this digital age, it's not necessary to bother everybody by reading out a speech. I think we have reached the stage where speeches and course materials are circulated digitally instead of reading them out. A couple of important points, starting from the association which the students have with the institute. And I think this example can be seen by the presence of the alumni here who feel attached to the institute. The idea of a Gurukul that we had thousands of years ago, situations have transformed. But the same Gurukul in a modern outlook with new technology exists in IIT Kharagpur, where you have the faculty, staff, all working as a team, the alumni, the students, they all coming forward and trying to build up something new. As we all know, this is the Amrit Kal of the country. The Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is being celebrated. And we have completed 75 years, but the Amrit Kal, the next 25, which will, in the words of the Honorable Prime Minister, take us to a developed nation where everyone is able to give the best to the country. That is the next 25 years where we all need to work and contribute. Together as a team, it is Team Kharagpur, Team West Bengal, Team India. As Team India, we have to work together. And I'm really encouraged by the response here. that this institution is working in the direction of the vision which Prime Minister Modi has for the country. In a way, the journey of this institute is also interwoven with the journey of the country post-independence, starting from the freedom struggle. And the institute, which stands at the Hijli detention camp, is a reminder of how, starting with the freedom struggle, facing many challenges, having many achievements, we have now reached a certain stage where the alumni, where the faculty members, I need not repeat the words of the director, I think 2 Padma Shris, many Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar awardees, CEOs of national and international companies, startups, and I find today when the young alumni were being awarded, people from diverse backgrounds, from assistant professors to assistant collectors, from district magistrates to superintendents of police to forest officials, startups, young technocrats working in the area of scientific development. That variety itself shows the long journey that we had as a country, and of course, Kharagpur being the first IIT, in a way embellishes the journey that our country has had over the last 75 years. Many of you, and I'm sure almost all of you must have heard the Prime Minister's speech on 15th August this year, where he referred to the national education policy and also to the 5 major goals, the vision that he has for making India a developed nation. As regards the national education policy, Honorable Prime Minister had clearly said that all-round development of the youth will be an important focus area. And in that context, he had said, I look with hope the way the new national education policy has been formulated with a lot of brainstorming, and Professor Tiwari and his team were also a part of it, with the exchange of ideas from various people, and is at the root of the country's education. So the National Education Policy 2020, I, along with many other academics, administrators, free thinkers, public representatives, was a part of the team which formulated the NEP under the directions of the Honorable Prime Minister to ensure that every child is able to achieve the potential which she or he may have. It's not necessary that everybody may have the potential in the same field of engineering and technology. It could be music. It could even be technology and music going together. Many of the famous scientists, including the former President Kalam, along with science, they had talent for music also. And therefore, the national education policy has been developed in a way that every child is able to achieve her or his potential. Could be in sports, could be in music, could be in literature, computer science, or the emerging technologies. It could be in the administration, in delivery of services, in social reform. but let us encourage each child to hone his or her talent and contribute to the development of the country. Many of you would be aware that the main pillars of the policy are enhancement of capacity. Compared to other developing countries, we have done quite well with almost 100% enrollment at the school level and a 27.5% enrollment at the higher education level. But we should not be satisfied with these figures. We should go for not only enhancement in terms of accessibility or the numbers, but more importantly about the quality. About accountability and regulation and working as a team, and more of research and innovation. In the context of NEP, I find that IIT Kharagpur has been playing an important role, and I'm sure it will continue to play an important role in 7 major areas which I have identified. First and foremost is innovation and research. Those of us who heard the Prime Minister on 15th August, he recalled Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan of late Lal Bahadur Shastri. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan was extended to Jai Vigyan by Honorable Bajpayee ji, and the present Honorable Prime Minister has added Jai Anusandhan. So Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan and Jai Anusandhan. And the whole idea behind it is that while we are IT superpower, information technology superpower, in the next decade or so, we should become IP superpower. You would know IP, the intellectual property. Many countries which have progressed much ahead, they are focusing on the intellectual property because knowledge is power. If we wish to be a leader, we cannot be a copycat leader that we borrow technologies from others and indigenize it. If we wish to be leader in the real terms, then like Nalanda or Vikramshila, we will have to be creator of that knowledge. And therefore the first requirement, and I think IIT Kharagpur has done very well on that count, is about innovation and research. It could be through the research parks, encouraging faculty to do research, engaging with the industry to bring out practical solutions which are being faced not only by the industry but even by the society at large. The second will be a multidisciplinary approach. It is quite often said that knowledge is created at the intersection of different disciplines. So now the new knowledge or the new frontiers of knowledge will be, say, biomedical research, or it could be medical devices which are miniaturized, where you find an interface between the biological sciences and engineering. Or it could be devices which are able to read and detect large data so as to help in formulating policies, be it in the area of social sector or in the area of health or welfare. So the multidisciplinary approach, I am glad that IIT Kharagpur has been having since long. In fact, when I was a student, I think way back even in the 70s, you had the we were surprised that IIT Kharagpur also had the agriculture faculty. In fact, based on the inputs and the agriculture faculty which was here, even IIM also, there was the IIM and there was a postgraduate diploma with specialization in agriculture, the degree program for agriculture. And subsequently, IRMA and others came in the area of agriculture management. The law school is already there, the School of Education. I am also told that there are advances in the area of music and other spheres. One missing gap has been the medical sciences. Somehow, especially in India, the two streams, medicine and engineering, for historical reasons, or maybe because since the beginning there were two different ministries in the Government of India, one looking after health and the other looking after education, including technology. Historically, both have developed in two different silos, whereas most European or American universities, they don't distinguish between these medical sciences and technology. The university by its very name has to be universal. This is one gap, but with the formation of the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee institution here, I'm sure this gap will also get fulfilled in the coming days. So first, the focus on research and innovation. Second, the multidisciplinary approach towards higher education. The third is about linking our past strengths, our previous knowledge, with the future. To quote the Honorable Prime Minister, when this national education policy was being drafted, he had clearly said, हम जमीन से जुड़े रहेंगे लेकिन ग्लोबल सिटीजन बनेंगे. हम अपनी पुरानी जो सभ्यता है, after all we are thousands of years old civilization, it's not a new civilization. We have past knowledge. Can we not develop it? Can we not test it empirically? We are not saying that we just, because something was there in the past, we continue with it. No, we will test it empirically. And with empirical testing, can Indian knowledge system not become important? The tribal communities, the village communities had the knowledge of haldi for thousands of years. Is it not surprising that we come to know of it when it becomes turmeric and comes after the research from the Western countries? It is the same knowledge which we already had. The issue is, can we not focus on the Indian knowledge system? And the IIT Kharagpur has taken a good lead in that subject. How to develop Indian knowledge system, and the IITs are the best places where they can empirically examine. It is not necessary that we just blindly follow what our old generations were doing, but we test it empirically and then use it for the future. Of course, we don't wish to be in the globalized world. Everybody has to be a global citizen. There are exchanges with different countries. It could be in form of services, goods. It could be migration of people. But even then, only those societies develop who have connect with the ground. You cannot become rootless and then try to develop without any roots. For any tree or plant to develop, the root is most important. So we must focus on the roots, our Indian roots, and then look ahead, test empirically the various hypotheses, and plan for the future. That is the most critical part, that how do we link it with the future. Fourth is the responsibility of the education institutions towards the society. About 30 years ago, I was collector of Darbhanga, it's in Bihar, and the education minister who was visiting this district, when he was told that the literacy rate is only 60%, he said the responsibility for this illiteracy does not lie on those who are illiterate. It rather lies on those of us who are literates, who are education ministers or education secretaries or the vice chancellors or the college principals. There is a social responsibility attached to every institution. If we are located in Kharagpur, can we collaborate with the local institutions and help them? Can we collaborate with the state governments, wherever we are located, and help them in their development? There would be many other institutions where we can provide technical assistance, because we have the technology, they have the problems. Now for solving that problem, many a times in Delhi I used to see that our own friends in different places, they will call the Boston Consulting Group or E&Y consultants, whereas the solution is very well available within our own institutions. So that connect has to be made of the institution with the society. Fifth is to bring back internationalization in the education system. Now, the diversity does not mean only diversity of disciplines. Diversity is also in terms of the students and faculty. Professor Tiwari was telling me that more than 60 students are here from different countries. The advantage of internationalization in education is that students have a different experience and they get a different perspective out of their experience. Education does not simply mean getting information. If they just wanted information in the era of Google and the open online courses, they need not come to an institution. The very fact that they are coming to an institution, sitting in a class, is to have more and more interaction and a peer group learning. And that is possible, it can be enhanced if we have more internationalization in terms of faculty, in terms of students. This is the fifth area, and although some students have started coming to IIT Kharagpur, I am sure under the leadership of Professor Tiwari, it will grow further. Sixth is the Alumni Connect. And by Alumni Connect, I mean much more than sending a newsletter to the alumni and calling them for one day to the convocation or some other occasion. Alumni, a vibrant alumni, can be mentor to the young students. We are not looking for alumni only to contribute to the schools of management or setting up new laboratories. If they do that, it is well and good. They are most welcome. It is to be appreciated. But even otherwise, every alumni can contribute in her or his small little way by mentoring the students who are there in the second or third or fourth semester in the same department. What are the future opportunities? What areas of research would be beneficial? That type of vibrant alumni connect is to be developed in all institutions. 2 years ago, I was here for another function of the alumni, and I must say that two of the IITs, Kharagpur and Bombay, they have extraordinary Alumni Connect. And this is something which we need to enhance further. And the seventh and the last is the connect of the institution with the industry on the one hand and the society on the other hand. Many a times I find criticism that industry says that we are not getting skilled personnel, as if the educational institutions of the country are meant only as a skill development center for the industry. No, certainly not. As the National Education Policy says, it is what our educational institutions, starting from school to the higher educational institutions, will do is learning to learn. Technology is changing fast. Just feeding information, I mean, we give some information today, in another 10 days it will become old. So learning to learn is that inquisitive mind which we need to develop. And therefore, while industry requirements are important, the society's requirements are equally important. If we are developing technical or scientific persons, they should be equally aware of the society. A few months ago, I got a proposal from a well-known company along with certain scientists to develop strips which will test sickle cell anemia. And the cost was about 1,000 rupees per test. Now the question is, should we go for that much accurate test, or should we do it with a test which cost about 50 rupees but the accuracy is 80%? Now that choice, on one side are the demands of the society, the other side is the demand of the industry. Industry would definitely say, go for the best technology, but is that technology appropriate for the society? Do we need that type of technology today, or maybe we can wait for another 10 years and at this moment of time we go for a different technology? So this trinity of academia with industry and society, this is very important. How do you engage with the society? Professor Tiwari has taken a lead. He has been working as a team with the last time I visited, they were having experiments of remotely collecting the samples of blood samples and testing it. I think it must have expanded further. Yeah. So the institutions connect with the society and the industry is something which will really make the institution strong. It will of course help the society and the industry, but it also makes this type of interaction makes the institution strong. It has strong bonds with the society, and more importantly, the inputs that we get from young students, from the inquisitive minds, even the common person who will be asking questions, while we may understand in our language what those things are, but the society at large may not be understanding why something is being done and what is their involvement in the entire process. IIT Kharagpur has been a leader all these years. I would definitely like IIT Kharagpur to improve the rankings further, but since Government of India has 190 institutions, including IITs and IIMs, we can't tell everybody to be in first 5. It's not possible. But what we want, like every child, we want them to excel. You select anything, but be top 5 in that area. You know, there will only be one university, or at best, nowadays the QS rankings give joint rankings also. So maybe 2 universities will be top of the world. But some of the individual items, like say for research, Indian Institute of Science last year got 100 out of 100. So let each institute develop a niche area for itself while having this wide multidisciplinary approach. Some specialization where many years ago when I was studying at Ranchi in the school, Ranchi University, which is not very well known for academics at that level, was very well known for its department of anthropology, because their department, which used to do tribal studies, was well known all over the country. Even researchers from other countries used to come to do research at the anthropology department. So that is the type of specialization could be in this area about geology or mining or whatever. Some niche area could be there for each institution. I am sure under the leadership of Professor Tiwari, the entire team, and I am really happy that today the entire team, starting from the Group C and Group D staff members to the faculty members, all of them have been felicitated, because ultimately it is a team which builds an institution. Leadership, of course, has to be by the person who is at the helm of affairs, and there I am happy that the visitor's decision to appoint Professor Tiwari has been a really good one, and he has done very well over the last 2.5 years. So I wish all the best for the 75th year. We hope to meet on 18th August in 2025, starting with 2025 and ending with 2026, just like the Amrit Mahotsav has started, and it started in 2020 and will continue till 2023. So the Amrit Mahotsav of the Institute should be from 2025 to 2026. And I'm sure by that time the rankings would have improved even further, justifying the statements made by Professor Tiwari today. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now request our Director and Deputy Director to felicitate our Chief Guest, Shri Amit Kharaji, Guest of Honor, Dr. B.N. Gangadhar and Dr. Ranjit Rath. Thank you so much. Please take your seat. I call upon our respected Registrar, Shri Tamal Nath, to deliver the vote of thanks.
We are almost at the fag end of today's occasion. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore defined short story by a small poem. 2 lines was, অন্তরে অতৃপ্তি রবে সাঙ্গ হয়ে মনে হবে শেষ হয়ে হইল না শেষ. This is our responsibility to provide our heartfelt thanks those who have made successful today's occasion. Respected dignitaries, guests and delegates on the dais and off the dais, Honorable Director, Deputy Director, Deans, Associate Deans, faculty members, staff members, distinguished and eminent alumni, students, and my dear friends, a very good afternoon to all of you. It's a great honor to be here with you to celebrate this milestone, the 72nd Foundation Day of our institute. I deem it a great pleasure and privilege to propose the words of gratitude on this memorable occasion. First and foremost, on behalf of IIT Kharagpur fraternity, I thank our chief guest, Sri Amit Kharaji, the advisor to the Prime Minister of India, who despite his busy schedule has found time to grace this occasion. We are also thankful to our guest of honor, Dr. B.N. Gangadhar, the President, National Medical Commission and former Director, National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, Bengaluru, who spent his busiest time to grace the occasion. We are also grateful to our another guest of honor and eminent and distinguished alumni of IIT Kharagpur, Dr. Ranjit Rath, the Chairman and Managing Director of Oil India Limited, for kindly agreeing to grace the occasion. We are really thankful to them to be with us today to share with all of us this proud moment in the history of IIT Kharagpur. My heartfelt thanks to our Honorable Director, Professor Virendra Kumar Tiwari, respected Deputy Director of this institute, Professor Amit Patro, Dean, Outreach and Alumni Affairs, Professor Jayanta Mukhopadhyay, and others, the heads of the department, center, schools, chairman, vice chairman, faculty members, staff members, students, our proud alumni, and awardees, those who are present here. I thank all the distinguished invitees present here for accepting our invitation. I owe special gratitude to the staff members, including Office of Alumni Affairs and Branding, who have worked hard to ensure that this occasion becomes a memorable success. I am also thankful to my colleagues from administration, security section, civil maintenance, horticulture, electrical maintenance, audiovisual section, TFS, and all the service sections for providing the kind of support that we needed, and I am thankful to them because without their support, it was not possible to organize such an event. I also want to thank the people who worked behind the scene to execute this event, our technical arrangements team, the stage setting, and the lighting team. Especially, I would like to thank Mr. Alokananda Rai and her team. Now please give a huge round of applause to all the service sections and all the officers who are directly and indirectly involved in organizing this event. Last but not the least, I thank you, my friends, of our cooperation in making this a reasonable success. Once again, I thank all of you for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request the assembled audience to kindly rise from your seat for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you so much for your participation in the Institute function. Before we disperse, I would like to inform you that we will be having the Foundation Day debate participated by the team of faculty members, staff and students from 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. The topic is Globalization has done more harm than good. After the debate, we will be having the cultural program from 5:45 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. Thank you so much for being here. Many happy returns to IIT Kharagpur and best wishes to you all. Jai Hind.